First of all, I'm sorry that I am filming this on my phone and that it's going to be probably quite a short, rushed video, and I haven't written any notes. I've been really busy and kind of stressed, and I feel like I've opened every video for the last few weeks with, I'm really stressed! But I've been really stressed. Now you will note that I opened this video by saying sorry. That's because I feel like I'm maybe going to produce something that isn't quite going to hit the standard that I aim for when I'm doing these things. And, I feel like I need to apologize for that. And I've never found it difficult to say sorry if I feel like I need to. Recently, however, I've discovered that's not the case for everyone. Now, nobody likes to admit that they're wrong. There is something quite personal about admitting, okay, I did a bad thing and I've made somebody upset, or I've caused somebody to be angry, and that's on me and I'm going to have to take ownership of it. It makes us feel small. It makes us feel guilty. So it's not a pleasant thing to be in a position where you have to apologize for something, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it. Now, I used to know a person who quite proudly once told me,
I don't apologise for anything.
But I don't get it. I think there's something really human about being able to recognise when you have messed up and when you have caused somebody to feel negative feelings. And the obvious solution to the guilt that you feel or the sadness that you feel that you've caused something bad to happen is to apologise for it, to make up for it in some way. And I find it really mind-blowing that there is anyone out there who would rather, lose friendships or walk away from situations because they're too proud to actually say, I'm sorry. And yet, we live in a world where that does happen. It's happened to me. I know other people who have been in situations where someone has hurt them, and rather than just go, I'm sorry I did that, that person has just been like,
well, I'm not going to say sorry.
And they have completely lost that relationship from their life. Why? Now, I admit that I am somebody who says sorry a lot, not because hopefully I go around upsetting people or making people mad at me. I'm just a bit over empathic sometimes, and I really hate the idea of somebody being in pain or sad or upset or angry. And even if I'm not responsible, I feel like I want to empathize with them. And quite often that comes out with me just saying sorry for things that I don't really need to say sorry for. Did you see that episode last night? Everyone is talking about it. It was the best. Oh, you missed it? I am so sorry. Oh, we've run out of toothpaste. I'm sorry, I probably used the last bit. No, I know I'm allowed to use the toothpaste. I just, I'm sorry that now you can't. I'm sorry. Hey, I just thought I'd let you know I'm going to the shops. Do you need anything? No? Okay. Well, I'm sorry you can't think of anything. And, if you do, let me know, because it's always nice to have something new. And why am I apologising? And we do sometimes say sorry when we don't have to. I mean, when someone tells you they've been through something traumatic, the gut response is usually, oh, I'm really sorry. Because most of us are empathic human beings and we don't like the thought of somebody we care about going through something difficult. But when you've caused the issue, having the response of being like,
well, I'm not saying sorry.
Or doing the, well, I'm sorry you felt that way, and putting the responsibility for how that person feels on them instead of acknowledging that you've done anything to cause the way they feel. Or even worse, I'm sorry, but. Don't do that. Don't do that, people. Like, when you're in the wrong, just acknowledge it. Just be like, I'm sorry, I did that. That was wrong of me. Can we please move past it? It's so easy. I don't understand. Like, am I alone in this? Like, do I find apologizing easy and everyone else in the world finds it impossible? I don't know. I made a video a few weeks ago about how arrogance is the worst personality trait in the world, and I'm kind of tempted to say that this lack of apology from some people, this absolute refusal to admit that they're ever in the wrong or that they might need to make up for something that they've done, feeds into that. It's an arrogant trait. You seem to think you're more important than anyone else's feelings. What did I say? Worst trait in the world. Now, sometimes the word sorry doesn't come out. Sometimes people feel so awkward about actually having to say, I did a bad thing, that they want to apologize through gestures instead. I mean, I've known people who have upset me, and then they've known they've upset me, and they've felt awkward about saying, I'm really sorry, I know I've upset you. So instead they've been like, hey, I saw this in the supermarket and I know you really like it, so I bought it for you. And that's fine. I like the word sorry when someone has upset me, but I also like presents. What I'm saying is, however you choose to make it known to someone that you are sorry, that you recognize you did a thing that caused them upset, it's really important that you do it. Otherwise, we're all just living in the Elton John song where sorry seems to be the hardest word. I think it comes down to knowing yourself and being honest with yourself, because I think those are two slightly different things. You can know yourself and know, yep, I've got a tendency to get a little bit shirty with people, or I've got a tendency to flip out when things don't go my way. But being honest with yourself means not only do you recognize that in your own behavior, but you recognize that it might have an impact on the people around you, and that impact might not be a positive one. And if we are able to be honest with ourselves, then we should be able to say, oh, I did something there that really wasn't great, and I need to say sorry. And sometimes it means sucking it up and being the bigger person. Sometimes we all have situations where someone gets upset with us and we're thinking,
I was only joking, come on.
Or, wow, you're upset about that? I just shrugged that kind of thing off. But we're all different. Everybody has a different level to their upset or their stress. And we need to understand that just because we might shrug something off, it might not be possible for someone else to. And in those situations, yeah, it might be more difficult to say sorry, but if you want to be a decent person, you kind of still gotta. Where do you come down on this? Are you somebody who finds it very easy to say sorry? Do you over apologize like I do? Or is it just that you recognize when you've done something wrong and you want to make up for it? Or are you one of those people who just will not apologize? If you are, why? Let me know. I really genuinely want to understand where your mind's at. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can click on my floaty head up here if you'd like to subscribe. Last week's video is over there, and my why arrogance is the worst trait in the world video is over there. I'm gonna go and hopefully not have to apologize for anything, but if I do, I will. I'll talk to you all next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.